Two Alabama State guys, but about 8 years apart. I'm wondering if your paths crossed previously.
Actually, so Coach Wook when I was playing, he was coaching at Huntington College as the D-line coach. So he would come over and watch us practice, and I'd be like, man, who is this guy that's always over here? And so I've been knowing him since I was a player. And then once I finished playing, I got into this profession. He's just been a mentor to me ever since I got in this profession. So honestly, I wouldn't be who I am today without him.
Well, I'm wondering, obviously there was a late change with the coaching staff and an opportunity presented itself. How did that unfold, and did you have anything to do with getting him here?
I mean, honestly, Coach Silverfield, he wanted to find the best fit for us. And so, his name, actually, me and Coach Silverfield was on the same wavelength because he came by my office. He was like, you ever heard of Landius Wilkerson? I said, yes, sir. He was like, I didn't give him the background because I was like, hey, man, I heard he's a really good coach and, he's a heck of a recruiter and everything. I'm like, yes, sir, he is. And he's been and the same thing I just told you, he's been a mentor to me. I've been knowing him a long time. So we kind of met in the middle, and I was like, shoot, Coach, let's bring him up. And he was the first guy we brought up, and shoot, man, that was it, man.
Just how things unfolded from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, he said it, man. When Coach reached out to me, asked me was I interested, and mentioned had a setup here, and obviously I knew Coach Cotton, and I was like, heck yeah, that's my boy. I'm used and knew him for a while, and came over and met everybody else, and it seemed like an easy, smooth transition.
Coach, I want to ask you, how does the mesh work between the two of you guys? One of y'all got tackles, one ends. How does that go?
Well, most time I have ends, he gets tackles, but we really doing the whole room together. We're just, for example, we could change every day, by drills, by periods. It's just we got the same background as far as fundamentally defensive line technique, so it's real easy. We speak the same language, and then we meet every day and go through it and just, hey man, what you want to do today? We kind of a two-headed monster, but technically when we meet, I've been taking the edges and he's been taking the inside guys.
You didn't want to jeopardize his chances? I mean, when it came up, you didn't want to?
Oh, listen, all we want to do is win. And so when we had the opportunity to add a guy with experience that played in the playoffs last year, and Coach Silverfield, he liked to make a joke. He was like, man, I'm tired of him beating us on recruits, when he was at Memphis and stuff. So, we get the chance to bring him in, and then while we in the room together, shoot, two brains are better than one. So we're attacking this thing all together.
All right, well, I want to hone in on the tackles a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Can you talk about those guys and just what you've seen from spring so far?
Yes, sir. So Hunter Osborne, he's been doing things at a high level. He controls the front. He can line us up. He does everything the right way. And then Oki has been really playing consistent football for us. If we continue to get him playing consistent football, I think this guy right here will have a really good season. And then the next guy inside I would like to talk about is Carlon Jones. Carlon Jones, he has been playing nose tackle for us. You can move him around. Very smart player, very cerebral player, and he's been also doing an outstanding job for us. Also inside, man, Danny Beal, freshman. This guy right here is a brick house now. So we are excited about him. Got to get him to play more consistently. When we start throwing a lot of stuff out there, it's spinning for him a little bit. But if we talking about base down, early downs, this guy can do it. He can do it for us. So Anthony Kennedy, another young freshman, got a lot of potential. Right now, focusing on him just really coming out his hips and striking blockers. That's the biggest thing for him right now. And then also inside, we have Danny, T.O., Trajan Odom. You talking about twitch, you talking about high IQ. Trajan now, he can go. This guy now, I just truly believe that if he can I told him, if you can slow down the speed up, man, I'm just telling you, it's going to be a game changer for you. And inside for us, that's pretty much everybody.
Coach, Quincy's guy who's already had credentials when you guys got here, can you talk about maybe what he's meant to the team and maybe leadership in that position?
Yeah, like you say, Quincy's already got a name for himself, done a good job to get to this point where he is, and everything he's got, he's deserved. And He's came in. He's been eager to learn. You know, I think a lot of stuff we're doing now is different fundamentally and technique-wise and even scheme-wise. And he's a guy that has came in and met with us a lot one-on-one, just trying to grasp everything. And he's eager to win and don't mind working. And his biggest leadership thing is he'll work. You know, he's a worker. He comes in, he'll work hard, and he practices hard, runs to the football. So I've been pleased with Quincy. You know, like I tell him every day, I challenge him every day to be better than he was the day before. He's just got to continue to grow on and off the field, and I think he'll be fine and have a good season. And like I tell him all the time, the harder he works, the better he leads, the better those guys around him are going to be.
So behind Quincy, who are some of the edges maybe that have stuck out to you? How important is it to build that depth behind Quincy? You can't just rely on one guy there.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in depth and rotation. That's why I told Quincy when I first got here, it was, last year we got to the playoffs because we played 3 deep on the D-line. I'm a firm believer in that, and he realizes that. But behind him, we got 88 Sims, Day. He's been really, really good. You know, he's been one of our better D linemen, in my opinion, against the run a lot, the point of attack so far. And it's new to him as well, but he's working hard. He's learning, he's training, he's fighting, and then behind him you got a young guy in Caleb Bell who every day seems to be getting better and better. It's moving fast for him because he's still young, but those 3 guys have been the most solid ones in the group to this point. And then the other guy there is the freshman, Colton Yarbrough. He's new, and he's typical freshman, man. Growing pains. He's got to learn. Everything about college is new for him. You know, and some days are better than others with those guys between him, Big Ant and Danny. They're all freshmen, and they flash at moments, and they have freshman moments too.
How do you pronounce Sims' first name? I mean, do you guys call him Zayday? How did you?
I call him Day.
Day? Okay. Yeah, we'll stick with that then. I'm curious about the jack position because that's obviously one that rushes the passer. It's got other responsibilities, but we've seen them not really working with you guys at all when we've been there. I mean, how much are you involved with them maybe when they do have to line up on the line and either rush the passer or stop the run, or is that just completely different and not something you guys are working with?
It's fairly different. I get to work with them some because I'll take the ends with the jack some periods because a lot of stuff is the same as in our defense, and if we have a technique that we're doing that's the same, we'll get together and do drills. So I've seen them probably 1 period a day, maybe, for 5 minutes. Other than that, they're off in la-la land is what I call it.
Coach Cotton, you mentioned Hunter right off the top, and that's someone that Coach Silverfield really elaborated on when we talked to him on Saturday. You mentioned his size and what he, just kind of taking up mass. I mean, what else? What are the other qualities that's maybe impressed from what you've seen, and how has he surprised you since getting onto campus?
Yeah, the thing about Hunter is he's cerebral. He's smart. I mean, I get guys. If you bring Hunter in here and put him on the board, he can probably line up the whole defense, and he can line us up. He can tell you what each guy is doing on defense, and so I think that's huge because with a young guy like Danny, when I throw him in there with Hunter. I mean, Hunter takes charge of the front, and he teaches, hey, man, look, boom, 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 get them lined up, and he gets them going. And so, and also his leadership. I think that's huge for him, and he's taking more strides. I think he's more comfortable now that he's been here and played and done a couple of practices because now he's getting on guys. He's showing that other side to him, and it's like we need that in that room because we are a fairly young room. And so with him being one of the veteran guys and him now showing that he can really take charge and be that leader, it's been big for us. So.
You mentioned Danny Beal earlier, but for both of you guys, the freshmen you have on campus right now really look the part. I mean, they stand out. They don't look like freshmen, like coaches like to say. But what have you seen from that group? Danny, but also the other freshmen that you have so far.
Man, I would say Danny, man, the thing that's impressed me about him more often than not is his eagerness and willingness to come in and work. Like, he'll come in and sit in a meeting by himself, one-on-one with the coaches, wants to learn, hey, what can I get better at? And the biggest thing I tell him is Danny's hard on himself, man. I mean, Danny will make a mistake, and he's mad. Yeah. Danny will go in and play with the ones and make a tackle, but then I'll go, hey, good job, man. Coach, I messed up the play before. So he's trying to be a perfectionist, and for a young guy, because the kid's still 17 years old, he's in here every day trying to learn the playbook and master his craft. So he's been the biggest bright side to me because he's been in my office the most, working the hardest individually, trying to be ready to play this season.
Is there anything Coach Cotton?
Yeah. And then with Anthony Kennedy and Colton Yarborough, I mean, those two guys, they also come in and get extra work and film time. Colton, he was trying to watch the scrimmage after the scrimmage. Like, brother's not even in the system yet. So these guys really are trying to, they're freshmen. They're trying to impress us, trying to figure out life, trying to do a lot of things right now. And with those guys, I can tell you that Colton, he's been consistent. You talking about showing up on time, doing all things the right way. That's what we're excited about. The football, again, like Coach said, he's young, so that's going to come. And then Anthony Kennedy, we call him Ant. I mean, he's got all the tools. Just for him now is to be consistent. Be consistent, man. Trust in the process. It's going to come because he's always been the best player everywhere he's been. So it's now he's around other guys that's just as good as him. So it's just now just breathe, relax, and then just trust the process. Just keep playing.
It sounded like the defense kind of won the day in the scrimmage the other day. For two defensive guys, what did you guys take away from the scrimmage from that whole unit?
The guys played hard. Our biggest thing now was, man, strain. Before we went out, it was strain and strike. Like, hey, strain, run to the football, get to the football, and then strike, knock people back. But for us, it's not good enough because, we just got done watching the tape as a defense, and we got a lot of stuff we got to clean up. Yeah, we do some good things? We did, but that's not the standard. We striving for greatness, so we just got to clean up a lot of things.
Yeah, the positive for me coming out of that question was I challenged those guys to finish, put a focus on finishing, and I dated back to previous practices and even in the season. Like, hey guys, we lost a lot of close games. It starts up front. Like, if this group will lead and we'll work to finish, this team will follow. And I was excited when I got to the field pre-practice Saturday. It was the first group out there was the D-line. And for me, that was growth in that room. Like, all right, they're out here early, they're locked in and loaded. And then the offense had a lot of success. And they got to the red zone, they got to the goal line, but guys made plays. And that to me, that kind of showed that they bought into the, all right, you know what? So what now what mentality? They moved the ball on us. Good, keep them out of the end zone. For the most part, we did that. And like you said, it wasn't perfect, but we saw a lot of bright things on our side of the football that we can build off of.
And then to piggyback off of that, if you go back to Thursday practice, we had 17 periods where we played really good up front. And then the last 6 periods, we got tired, and then the offense moved the ball on us. And so after practice, coach, he lit him a new one now. And so when he say, hey, the focus finished, that was it. And the guys, they did that.
From terminology standpoint, you guys call one spot the end or the edge, and then is he generally on the opposite side of the jack, or does it matter?
Yeah, when we talk about end right now, Quincy's playing the end. It is the opposite side of the jack. Yeah.
And for that spot, you're looking for a guy that may be a little quicker, a little lighter, or is it just
Quicker.
about getting your best three?
Hey, man, if we can get one bigger and quicker, we'll take him.
You call the guys that's head up, you call them the nose guard or nose tackle? Which
Yes,
one?
sir.
Which one?
On the nose, yes, sir.
Just nose general?
Yeah, yes, sir. Just the nose.
And then the defensive tackle on the other spot. Any
That's
real
right.
difference between the top player you're looking there in terms of skill set?
No, they're all the same body type. Honestly, we would like them to be, like you said, you love to find one, bigger, faster, stronger, great. But at the end of the day, no, they're all that type of body type inside. Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask you about Jaheim Johnson. I know you didn't coach him, but you were with him at Tulane. What kind of player was he for you guys over there?
Awesome, man. I call him Joker, man. That's my guy. Hard worker. When I got here, the guys asked me about him, and he was a kid that was always in the building. That's one thing about him. I watched that kid our first year there, didn't play a whole lot, but we had 3 NFL DBs in that room, corners. 2 were drafted, and then 1 played in every game last year for the Colts. And everybody wondered why he didn't play. So we had 3 NFL corners. He played every game last year as a starter, but that was a kid that he would come in and just work. He'd lead by his work ethic, man, and that's why I knew he was going to be successful when he got here. I told him, I said, guys, I don't know how he's going to compare to everybody talent-wise, but there's going to be nobody to work harder than him or be in the film room more often than him.
what was it like, I guess, because when you separated, you probably didn't think you'd ever see each other again, but what was it like when, I guess, y'all ran into each other here for the first time?
Yeah, man, it was funny because when I first came over to meet the coaches and interview or whatever, I didn't see him, and honestly had forgot about him being here. And then when I came back on my way over, I thought about it. I was like, man, Joker's over here, and so. He had actually told Joker he had a surprise for him that day. He didn't say what it was. And then when I came in, I saw him in the hallway. It was like, Coach, man, it's like small world because he and I have a great relationship anyway. So it was good to see, familiar face in the building. So
I was also wondering how you guys are settling into Fayetteville. You got your families here, or like what's it been like? How's the community been?
I mean, shoot, I've been here a little longer than Coach. It's been great. It's been great coming from Miami. I mean, shoot, I live out there in Springdale. Shoot, I'm living a good life. You know what I mean? So, I'm truly blessed. My wife is happy. We're getting ready to have our first one here coming up in May, and so she's happy. I'm happy. The community is amazing. Very, very, very nice people. A lot of great places to eat, as you can tell. I like to eat, so it's been awesome.
Now, and for me, it's been good. My family is not transitioned here yet. They'll finish the school year and come this summer. But everybody's been welcoming. It's been awesome. No complaints. The city has a lot more to offer than I realized. I'm a small town, East Tennessee country boy, so this kind of reminds me of back home a little. So I love it. And my family's actually here this week looking at houses, and they all seem to be enjoying it as well.
Coach, did you mention Sims earlier, the kid from Oregon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just can you expand a little bit more on him, just what he's doing well or what he needs to improve the most in?
Yes, sir. So we call him Day Sims. So he actually has a twin, and then they go by Craig and Day from Friday. So that's what his twin. But Day, honestly, I mean, this guy has all the tools, has all the measurables. He can be as good as he want to be. You can argue like he's probably one of our best run stoppers. I mean, this guy now, he'll strike you now. Now, the biggest thing that we harp on him about is, hey, man, continue to strain, continue to fight. Now, because when that tank empty, now that tank is empty. And so our biggest thing for him now is strain because he's smart. He know all the drops. He know all the stuff that we need him to do. Now it's just strain and finish.
You guys go against the offensive line, some in practice. I know you did in the scrimmage and stuff. What do you feel like that unit's coming along pretty well too?
Yeah, I do. I feel like they're all. I mean, it's competitive, man. Both sides of the ball, and that's what I tell the guys in our room is they got us pretty good Thursday at the end. I thought we got them pretty good Saturday. And to me, I've been around some really good football teams in my career, and not many good teams that I was a part of did one side of the ball always win. And that's been the thing here. It's been back and forth, so that's a positive to me. If they can have success, and iron sharpens iron. So I think it's been good both ways.
For either one of y'all, but Coach Wilkerson, you kind of touched on last year and, watching maybe some film. How much did you guys dive into that? Because there's a lot of new faces, obviously, that maybe didn't play on last year's team, but watching that film and maybe bring up like, hey, last year we have to be better than that this season compared to what you guys did last season. Yeah,
I mean, obviously, I always want this is a new year, new team, everything, all that cliche talk everybody says. But the reality of it is, you do bring up some of the past. Obviously, I wasn't here, Coach wasn't here, so I bring up some things from places in my past that helped, was beneficial, and I bring up some things that they did here that I felt like we could do better. Just talking positionally, and like the biggest thing from Saturday, we came and said, hey, guys, we didn't finish Thursday. Let's finish. So, yeah, you always go back, and to me, you go back and learn from mistakes or you learn from past experiences. And we have used some stuff from the past, from my previous experiences, his, and the guys that were here. But as you said, a lot of the guys in the building wasn't here per se, but we even use things from other places they came from. It's just trying to find ways to grow, just continue growth. That's big for us, as we continue to grow these guys to be better players and people. Because I think it starts up front. And if we do a great job with that up front, everybody else is going to follow suit.
And one more on Danny Beal. I mean, first time I walked out there, it's obvious he looks like the biggest defensive tackle you got already. I mean, what were your first impressions of him? And, what is maybe the biggest key for him getting some playing time as a freshman maybe that he has to develop right now?
Yeah, I think for him, honestly, it's just his work ethic. I mean, the guy is always, hey, can I come in and watch film? Can I come and get better? Or the guy, he really wants to be good. For him now, it's the same thing for everybody across the board. It's consistency. Hey, man, you can't have a good play, bad play, good, bad, bad, bad. Hey, we need you to be consistent. And so if he can do that, he'll be all right.
So Ryan Silverfield told us about the goal line stand on Saturday, but we didn't hear, was it the first or second team that did that?
I believe it was first team.
Okay.
So
who on defense made the play? It was inside the one, right?
yes, sir.
Who
yes,
made
sir.
the play?
So the defense,
On the field who blew up his block or made the tackle?
I guess I would say I think the defensive line did a good job of eating the blocks and allowing our linebackers to penetrate and go make a TFL. So yes, sir.
What was his name?
Yeah, it was a lot of people. It was about 3 guys on the tackle. So I know Day Sims got knocked back, and then House came in. Yes, sir.
All right. I wanted to cross up with y'all. He talked about Osborne. What have you seen out of Hunter Osborne this year?
Yeah, everything Coach said is spot on, man. He is a leader in that room. He's a very, very smart football player. And he's getting more comfortable as we go on with leading others, because when I got here, they had all been here a little bit longer, but he didn't say a whole lot. But you can see as drills go on and he's coming into his own here, and he realizes, all right, I'm one of the veterans in the room. I got to step up and be more vocal. He's taking on a leadership role, and he's going to be big for us this season just in his leadership ability. And I mean, obviously he's a good football player, and I've knew Hunter since high school, so just kind of watching his growth. He's a very, very sharp young man that's the type of guy. I call him a glue guy, right? He's a guy that can put anyone on the D-line, and he can line up and get it together, and he can also tell everybody else what to do. So I bet you if you ask Danny Bill, he loves playing with Hunter Osborne because he always lines them up.
Blue guy plays around here because that was a Nolan Richardson line. And
okay.
Mike Anderson did it too. Okay, and for you, Quincy, what's Quincy meant to the room?
I mean, you're talking about a guy that's got game experience, and just a guy that's got all the potential in the world to do whatever he want to do. So he's a guy that's going to lead by example. And so for him just to go out there and just practice hard and do everything the right way. It was one practice he was having trouble with his footwork. And it was really getting to him. Came in, sat down with Coach Wilt, came down, did Indy. I mean, and the next day he focused on his footwork. And his footwork improved. And so that's the example we show. Hey, guys, listen, you're going to have your good days and bad days, but then if you come in, just put in the work, then it's all going to pay off. So just seeing those younger guys, see him do that, see him struggle, and then come back and then have success, I think that's huge for the room.
Could either one of y'all take on Quincy's hot sauce chicken nugget challenge? I don't know if you've seen it.
I have.
He does.
You know what? I don't know. I think I can get about 3 wings down, but then after that, I'll probably struggle. So
Joker did well with it, is what I heard.
I seen the Joker one. That's the one I saw.
Yeah. And apparently the O-lineman, Kittler, just took all the sauces down. So I was impressed. No milk.
Well, O-linemen like to eat, and then Joker from Louisiana. So, I mean, he loves the hot stuff.
I think Killer's dad's a chef, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okie, as an older guy also, what kind of, I mean, we didn't get to really see him last year because he redshirted, but he had like 63 tackles at Abilene Christian. What kind of impact does he have, like from a leadership standpoint too?
I think Okie, man, he has really good leadership. He actually, yesterday for Easter, he had all the guys over to his house, man, and they all was cooking together, hanging out. And so, like, you talking about just bringing guys together off the field, not really in the spotlight type of deal, behind the scenes type of guy. That's who he is. Like, he's the guy that, he may not say it there, but, like, we may get on the kid, and then behind us after the kid go, hey, man, this is what Coach trying to get you to do. This is what he trying to, like, he ain't going to be the rah-rah type guy, but he's the guy that's going to put somebody under his wing and just take them along with him. So he's been really good for us.
That was a great job. Appreciate you.
Thank y'all.
I lived in Daphne for 7 years.
Did you really? Thank you so much.